Okay, here we go. So, we are back in UNPL Season 6. We are in the main league now. After winning the Academy League last season, we were invited to the main league, so we're pretty stoked about that. For those of you who maybe don't, little need a refresher. This is a Pokemon Draft League, so very similar to like fantasy football or something. You take turns picking Pokemon that we're going to use. We have a roster of, I believe it's 10 to 12 Pokemon are allowed. It might even be 9 to 11, something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, I think we have 10. So you draft your Pokemon, you take turns. It's a snake draft, so if you pick first in the first round, you pick last in the second round, just to try to make things a little bit more fair. And each week you play a different opponent. You obviously can only bring 6 Pokemon at a time, and you battle your opponent every week, and it's just a whole full season, and then we have playoffs, and then there's a championship and all that stuff. So, and I'm being choked out by my 3-year-old daughter. So, anyway, once again, for my draft recaps, I like to get the opinions of my daughter, and now I have 2 daughters here that are here to talk. We have their names. We will call them. We have nicknames for them so that their superhero identities are not to be revealed in this video. So first we have Candy Canes. Reveal yourself, or say hi.
Hi.
And go ahead and say hi, Bananas.
Hi.
Okay, so our first pick. So once again, this is an Ubers league now. We have actually got to pick one Ubers Pokemon. An Uber Pokemon is something like Mewtwo or Ho-Oh or Lugia, right? Pokemon that are like they're the super legendaries, right? So they're allowed, but you can only have one. They cost a ton of points. So anyway, wow, excuse me. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Anyway, so my first pick, I actually had to think like the last pick in the draft or something like that, or maybe it wasn't last, but it was close to last. So once again, you haven't seen the other one yet. I didn't get to pick one of the top. Here, can you stop choking me out, kid? Thank you. Anyway, I hope this is entertaining. So, with my first pick, I didn't have a lot of the best options because I, was picking towards the end of the first round. The nice part is that I get to pick a Pokemon that works well with it. So, anyway, my first pick was Dialga-Origin form. So, I've never got to use this thing. I've never even, I don't think I've even used it in, BDSP, or is it Legend Arceus it's probably from? Yeah, I think it's from Legends Arceus. I never got to use it in any game, really, so pretty stoked to use it. Really, really bulky, hits really, really hard, Steel and Dragon type. I feel like it's just going to be a nuisance, to delete this thing, to get this thing off for my opponents to knock this out. I feel like it's going to be such a challenge, and it's just going to deal damage while people are, So that's a perfect style of Pokemon for me, I think. A nice balanced player, typically. Sometimes I'll play offense if I have to, but I typically play balance. Anyway, so, alright, you 2 knuckleheads. Candy Cane, you're up first. What do you think about Dialga-Origin?
It has my favorite color, like that light blue teal almost, like that light teal. And, it has no arms. How does it do anything without any arms? And also, what are those cones coming out of its hips?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, that's a good question. Anyway, what do you think, Bananas?
Put the things on.
Oh, I meant to have this on in the background. Anyway, what do you think about it, Bananas?
He has a little thing coming out of his ears.
Yeah, things coming out of his ears. Anything else about Dialga?
And, he has a little point coming out of his things.
Yeah. Alright, so we got a Dragon Steel type with our first pick, so naturally the next thing I want to go after is a fairy. So I picked arguably one of the best fairies in draft. Yes, it's shiny. We did shiny hunt this. I only use shiny Pokemon if I've actually shiny hunted them and gotten them before. Yeah, we've got our Iron Valiant here. Yeah, it's just, it's a threat in draft, and even though we've got Ubers now, which in the game here, which are going to be tough to bring down, tough to deal with, but that doesn't really suppress Iron Valiant. It's still a really good Pokemon. So the futuristic Gallade Terabyte is what we're going to call it. And, all right, you 2. Somebody, who wants to go next?
Me.
You got to go first last time. We'll snake it. So, Bananas, go ahead. What do you think about Iron Valiant?
Put the ear things.
Yes, I have the ear things in. But what about Iron Valiant? What do you think about him?
He has little things. He has little flopping.
Little flopping things.
To flop.
To flop with? Yeah, you're right. He's going to do a lot of flopping. Do you think he's going to help me win games?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right, what do you think, Candy Cane?
I think that I really like the pink on it, and it almost looks like one of the other Pokemons. It shows you on the little bar with the Pokemon on the side.
Yeah, that's Iron Valiant.
Yeah, like it looks. I like the little, but like, are those like daggers? Or
Yeah, I
those
guess
her,
so.
Like, what are those on her hands? Does she have casts on her hand?
No, I think they're like dagger things. You're probably right. Anyway, let's keep moving on because the last one we did took way too long, so we're going to try to make this faster. So, with our third pick, I wanted something... I don't remember why. Excuse me again. I actually don't really remember my thinking here. Maybe I wanted something to switch into ground types? No, I mean, maybe that's what I was trying to do. I think I was trying to cover for Dialga's weaknesses, and ground being one of them. So I went with the good old Landorus-T. I think I had better reason for this. Oh, are these out of order? No. Yeah, I don't remember exactly why, honestly, I wanted Landorus-T. Maybe it was just because I wanted a good... like just solid ground type. I don't have any hazard control yet, so I don't know. It's just a good Pokemon, right? Landorus is known as nicknamed Calrissian here, obviously, because he's Lando. You know, that's the super corny nickname, but it is what it is. Yeah, so Landorus is just a good Pokemon to have on any draft team, and maybe I thought it was underpriced. No, I doubt that. I can't remember. So why do you think I picked it, kids? Go first, you, Candy Cane.
I noticed in his name, he has Riz in his name.
Oh, boy.
And, he has clouds on his feet.
He does. What do you think, Bananas?
He has wood on his, he has a wood tail, he has wood on his head.
A wooden tail and wood on his head?
Yeah.
You think he's going to help me win?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, next, one thing I always like to do is get a really, really strong Terra Captain. So we went and got Manaphy as a Terra Captain. It was the literal highest point Terra Captain available. It also covers Ice weakness, which I was starting to build, especially with Landorus. Landorus being 4 times weak to Ice, and my Steel type so far, Dialga, is not resistant to Ice. So anyway, Terra Captain of I called it Moana, because, you know, of the sea and all that. So we got Manaphy here, our Terra Captain. It's, you know, all the setup it can do. That's one thing. There's a lot you can do with Terra Captains, right? And I feel like Manaphy, I don't know, we'll see. Might be garbage, might be good, we'll find out. So moving on. I just got major deja vu on this. Major deja vu. Anyway, so I think, yeah, remember my picks are nearly back-to-back here. So we picked the Manaphy to avoid the ice weakness with Lando, and at this point, I wanted some more hazard control because I didn't have it. And so a go-to Pokemon for me very often for hazard control is Serena, just because it's, I don't know, it's just a go-to for me. It's I've used it many times. I've won several leagues with it. It's just a good rapid spinner. It's got U-turn, you know, you can knock off. It's just got so much. It hits hard too, harder than people usually think. So it's fairly offensive. It's fairly bulky. It has so much utility. I just love using Serena as a low point hazard control Pokemon. So what do you think about it, Bananas?
He has little tails on it.
Little tails on her?
Of his head.
Yeah.
And down.
And down.
And down his back.
Oh, okay. And what do you think, Candy Cane?
He has like an apple on his head with yellow stuff coming out of it, and also about the blue one. I liked.
Oh, did I not ask you guys about Manaphy?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It almost looks like Mew, and it almost looks robotic.
It's similar to Mew.
And I like its
robotic,
name.
interesting.
See,
yeah, I know you like Moana. That's what made me think of it.
And also the reason why it's robotic is because see those little eyelashes? It almost looks like.
Okay, I see.
Robotic.
And Bananas, real quick, what do you think about Manaphy here?
He has apples like next to his tail head one.
Apples next to his tail head.
And then he has a little squad
Yeah.
coming out of his feet hole.
All right. Well, on that note, once again, another comfort Pokemon. So remember, these two are picked back to back. I had a water type and grass type. I wanted a comfort Incineroar. Now, I will say there was another Pokemon after I made this pick, which was a comfort pick. I regretted not taking very, very badly. I think it was Fizzindipity, if I remember correctly, because I wanted a grounded Poison type, and I wanted a defensive fairy because as much as Iron Valiant's a great fairy type, it's very offensive, right? And you really need a defensive fairy, I feel like. So I wanted Fizzindipity. I got kind of lost in my draft plan and was like, yeah, I love having Incineroar. Hell, I won UNPL Academy Season 5 with hold on. When it's your turn, okay? Hold on a second. I won Season 5 Academy with an Incineroar, so I fell into that trap, and I missed out on Fizzindipity. So, after Incineroar... well, actually, wait, we didn't talk... What do you think about Incineroar Candy Cane?
It has... Why does it have flames on its hips? Like,
because it's like a flaming belt.
Like, how does...
He's a wrestler, so he's got, like, a championship belt.
Like, how does he not, like, get burnt from having
because he's a fire Pokemon. What are you thinking?
And, how does he have little razors coming out of his...
It's just his fur. What do you think, Bananas?
He has fonts coming out of his arms.
His what coming out of his arms?
There's some things coming out of his hands.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. His fur. Yeah, his fur. Anyway, so as I was saying, at this point in the draft, I really wanted another like defensive fairy, and so we went with Landorus-Therian. Yes, I called it Uma-Therian, as in Uma Thurman. But hopefully some people like that. I like to. Anyway, we have fun here. Anyway, yeah. So it's just a defensive fairy type. To kind of complement what I've got here. I actually don't love this draft, honestly. Looking back at it, I really am not a fan. I'm going to stick it out for a couple weeks and see how it goes. But I really, there's just something about this draft just feels off to me. But anyway, we have a defensive fairy here. What do you think, Candy Cane?
I think that I like it because it has a bunch of hearts on it and it's pink. And also some stuff I noticed about it is that it has a cloud for its body, and for its feet it has flippers, even though it's a fairy and flying.
Yep. And what do you think, Bananas?
He has slippy sliding pool.
Yeah.
Water on his feet.
Yeah, wow. All right. So on that note. I don't even remember where these picks were coming from next, honestly. But we grabbed our, excuse me. Yeah, so I put the Terra type Stellar just because to illustrate that it's a Terra Captain. So even though Manaphy was my Terra, my main Terra Captain, there's a certain amount of Terra points. You can have up to 3 Terra Captains. So I actually picked Calyrex as another low point Terra Captain. I have no idea how long this will stay on my team, if I'll use it, what'll happen with it. We're just going to try and mess around with, maybe a leech, maybe like leech cheating, maybe like expanding force shenanigans, maybe like a lot of things you could do defensively and offensively. Without Terra Astalization, this Pokemon's pretty much hot garbage. And with it, we'll see if we can do something with it. Why did I want this? I think I was just looking for Terra Captains. You see what I'm saying about the team, though. I don't really love this draft, but anyway, do you want to give any thoughts, girls? Or are you busy? Are you too busy tickling each other? Okay, Candy Canes.
It has a big water balloon on its head.
Oh, it does kind of look like a water balloon.
Two water balloons, and it has a chain. He has a chain on his neck.
Yeah.
And he has a cool Terra type.
Yeah, that's Stellar Terra type. You haven't beaten Scarlet and Violet like you beat Sword and Shield, but you never beat this one. So if you do, we could get you Stellar Terra Pokemon too. Anyway, what do you think, Bananas?
He has balloons, keepy uppies on his
keepy uppies.
Leg. Bye.
Yeah.
And then he has a cool
All right, so good analysis there, Bananas. So next, similar story here. My steel type Dialga does not resist fairy, so I wanted a steel type that does resist fairy. So I grabbed Registeel Yo Girl, if you know what I'm saying. And we grabbed this because we grabbed this again because we wanted a defensive steel type that does resist fairy moves. This is why I don't love the draft, right? Because now I'm loading up on, I've got 2 fairies, I've got 2 steels. It's just a weird draft. It's just a really weird draft. But Registeel is another staple of mine. I've drafted it many times. It's just, I don't know, it's a comfort Pokemon, I guess. Several comfort Pokemon here, and we'll see how it goes. Alright already. What do you think, Candy Canes?
I think it almost looks like a little iron lemon popping.
An iron
open
lemon. Ooh, that's a good nickname.
With little dots there because it looks like a smiley face. 2 ones on the top.
Oh, that's funny. I've never seen it, but now I see it. Oh my god, I can't unsee it. Look at that.
Smiley face.
Oh my god, my kid just came. Look, I actually see it now. I've never seen that before. Now I'll never unsee the smiley face. So the middle dot is the nose, and the top 2 are the eyes. That's hilarious. I'm never gonna unsee that. Mr. Steel Yo Girl. What do you think, Bananas?
He has little dots on his hips.
Yeah.
He has little dots on his head and moves blah blah kids.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I also liked your iron lemon thing. That's a good one. It does look like an iron lemon. Anyway, the last pick in the draft. Again, we had a couple of points left for Terra Captains. Based on how well... All right, girls. Relax. We only got 1 Pokemon left. Chill. So we went with Beyonce here, Vespiquen, because, you know, we had so much success with Scyther in the last draft, basically getting rid of that bug flying, like, terrible typing with terrestrialization, and that worked so well for us in the last draft, using Scyther as a low point Terra Captain. So I did the same thing here, basically. The thought process is that with losing that bug flying typing, this could be a good defensive piece. It can also have spikes. It can also U-turn. It can actually do some stuff. So I actually have more faith in this than I do Calyrex as a low tier Terra Captain. I think this is going to be a really cool one. Hey. Okay, all right. Boy, they're rowdy tonight, man. Hopefully that's a good sign for the draft. Anyway, your impressions on Vespiquen, Beyonce here, and the last, and overall the draft. What do you think, Candy Cane?
I think that, it almost looks like her, why are her hips so skinny, and how, if her hips are so skinny, how does she carry that huge little bottom piece, and also...
Who knows? Nobody knows. It's a mystery.
Why are there, indents in there, and it looks like she has, a little beetle mouth almost.
Yeah, well, she's a bug. And what do you think, Bananas?
She has little blah.
She's running away, jumping on the couch. All right, so, overall, really quickly, overall impressions of the draft. What do you think? Is it a good team, a bad team? Is it going to win? Is it going to lose?
It's gonna win.
Awesome. What do you think, Bananas?
He's gonna win.
So you like this team?
Yeah.
All right. That's our UNPL.
I love it.
Awesome. Thank you.
I love it.
Great. Hopefully that's enough to secure another championship run. So, all right. Hey, chill. All right. Clearly I have my hands full. I will talk to you, the rest of you. I'll see you all later.